Anywhere? Okay, well, just a show of hands so we know where we're going with these questions. Thanks, mate.
Pep, first of all, what's the most pleasing aspect of tonight's performance?
Well, good evening. Of course, the 3 points is so important. Start to the group stage in our first game away and winning in the way we're winning. So important, of course, it helps a lot to score so early. We make a good high pressing, a 3 against 3. Maybe they expect we play 2 strikers, but we play with 3 strikers and we make a good pressing, the 3 against 3, and they could not play. I know, well, I can imagine this stadium with you're able to let them play and the atmosphere, and we make a lot of passes in a row in the beginning, 20-25, and when that's happened, the crowd is a little bit down, low, and of course, after the first goal, we could control, and instead of that, despite of that, we decide to continue to play, create chances, and we won the game. So it's so important for us, for our confidence. So last season we were not able to win 1 game away. That's why if you want to make a step forward and better than last season, you have to be able to it doesn't matter where we travel to win the game. So happy for the performance for all of them. And nothing, recover soon because Watford is there.
Just how influential is Kevin de Bruyne becoming, not just tonight, but over a period of time?
No, a lot. Kevin is one of the best players I ever seen in my life. In terms of he can make absolutely everything. He's a top quality player. So we are so proud. We are so proud and so happy he is with us.
Just here, please.
Given it was your first game in the competition and you didn't win away last year, was it the perfect start for you?
Today?
Yeah, was it the perfect way to start your challenge?
Of course. And I said yesterday, the important is play good in football, but in all the sports, because after the consequence will be. I am really surprised because in 2 games we were able to score 9 goals when we had a lot of problems in that issue. But today we control better the opponents attacking our the channel, sorry, and of course this a score in the first minute, 2 goals is so important.
James.
Pep, over these last 2 games against Liverpool and then today, is that as good as City have been under you? And do you think you can do that against the best teams in Europe playing that way?
It's too early. I said yesterday, so we are a lot to improve. So we made a good performance, but also there are mistakes. We can improve. We cannot deny that. So I said yesterday the same. So against Liverpool, against 11, the game was equal. We could not in the high level. But in Europe is so demanding. It doesn't matter where. So in winning away 0-4 is not easy. Believe me, it doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter where you play. It's always complicated, and it's just in September. So we have to. I think you have to win the respect for the opponents, making good performance in the real moment, and we make a good step last weekend because we were able to win one of the top 6 at home when last season was not able, just Arsenal, and we lost against the other ones. And I said, well, if you want to win something, you have to beat them at home. If not, we're going to fight to qualify for the Champions League. And it's the same case like this. So if you want to grow and you want to do it better, you have to win. You have to win this kind of games. So the most important thing, when I am pleased the most, is the fact the way we did it. So we didn't speculate, we were not back, we were aggressive without the ball, with the ball was clear, with the quality of the plays in the middle. We have legs to run in the side, especially in the right side today with Kyle, because the space was more there than the left. With Mendy they closed more the space, and with Kyle we had more space. And we created chances, good enough to win the game comfortable.
Show of hands, guys.
I just want to speak about John Stones as well. 2 goals, but it wasn't just about scoring goals as well. When there was a threat, there was a couple of blocks from him. Does that sum up his kind of all-round game, his contribution as well?
Now, John is no doubt of his quality. It's good for him. It's his 11 game in the Champions League, so it's good. Of course, for 2 goals is so important. But John, he knows what is the gap he has to improve like a football player. So defensively, in the duels, they have to win that situations, especially in the Premier League where he's so demanding in that point. And when he will be able, because we cannot forget he's so young, when he will be able to achieve that, he will become an exceptional central defender.
Pep, I think you mentioned recently with Kevin de Bruyne about needing to be mentally right, and recently he seems more mentally right. Is that something you've had to do to him, and what did you mean specifically by that?
No, it's him. I think he's a stable guy. He's so professional. He loves to play football, and he lives for that. He's focused on that. Maybe last year had a little bit up and downs. Maybe because we didn't win too many games when we deserve. But for that season, since the beginning, in the pre-season, not just in the States, even in Manchester in the games, he's so stable. He's so stable, and when he has this quality, mentally, the other it's come for itself.
Okay. This one here.
Good evening. I'm from Holland. I wasn't here yesterday, but you didn't understand so much, let's say, our feelings about Dutch football nowadays. You understand it now a little bit more?
You know what happened? You grew up with the best moments in your life. The 70s was Johan Cruyff and their troop, and winning a lot of titles, arriving in Van Basten and Gullit and Rinus Michels and Louis van Gaal with the Ajax. So that's why. Your past is so big. Your past, like a country, like a team, is outstanding. And sometimes the process is before all the young talents, Dutch, Holland players stay here for a long time. Maybe they live with 25, 26, 27 years old. Now the market is completely different when I was born and I was in my beginning. So that's why maybe it's a little bit more complicated. But I encourage you to still to playing in the way Dutch football recognized all around the world. So the special way to play, in the good build-ups, in the make that process. I am a big fan of your football. I said yesterday I grew up for that. So I was 13, 14 years old. Johan Cruyff came in Barcelona and teach us what especially what you know. And for us it was a big gift. And today we were better, but doesn't mean and Feyenoord is not a good team. They start the season perfect, but we were better today. When that's happened, looks like the other is not strong enough, but that is not true. That is my opinion. And that's what it is. Okay?
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, guys.